They say good art is copy, great art is still. So I decided to rob Gachiakuta blind. I wanted that grit, that flow, that energy, all for my own manga. But here's the problem. Is it even possible to steal from a masterpiece without looking like a cheap knockoff? Spoiler, I failed. But what I found instead is way more valuable. Get some sweets, hop in a jeep, and let's bounce. If you've been watching my shorts, you know I'm currently creating my own manga. And when you've never done anything like this in your life, of course you start looking for references. The first thing Crunchyroll threw at me was this: A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai. Badass dragon on a thumbnail. And my brain was like, yep, that's mine. Guess what? I dropped it 5 minutes later. Turned out Isekai is basically die, respawn, become overpowered, and whole bunch of baddies love you. Yeah, I'll just save that for my midlife crisis. And that's when I thought, do I really need references that badly? And then I saw this. The colors, the lines, the distorted faces. I saw drive and a character. And after watching the first 2 episodes, I saw even more. A unique visual style, an intriguing world building, and a combat system that felt so fresh. I was hyped until I remembered, wait a second, and this is my reference? I hate this stupid Gachiakuta. Okay, sorry for this. Don't get me wrong, it's a masterpiece, but the moment I realized how perfectly crafted it is, I felt a massive gap, a freaking void between me, a total newbie, and Kei Urana. Every visual choice screams years of blood, sweat, and mastery. I felt just like Rudo, and the world of manga and anime was my no man's land. And see these guys? These are my doubts. Mr. Get a Real Job, Mr. Let's just make Naruto top 10, and Mr. Haha, you can't even draw. In a fit of a rage, I finished the anime and switched to the manga, which rarely happens for me. At that point, I wasn't inspired, I was discouraged, and holy trash, I didn't know it was possible. The manga was even better. The pages were literally vibrating with energy. Just look at this. I was catching visual hallucinations while reading. Stealing this? How do I even plan to do something similar? I had to ask myself, what am I even looking at? How does manga actually work? And yeah, you might say, it's just pictures and text, bro. I know. And technically you're right, but what kind of pictures? How many panels? Where do you start? Where do you end? Where does the text go? Do the letters stay the same size? I looked closer and I saw something I'd never noticed before. The whole thing was like a coded message. Okay, let me take a simple scene from the beginning. It's where Rudo meets Zanka. So, a cat steals Rudo's wallet. Guy just dropped into this world, and we are worried. How is he gonna survive without money? Now, watch how the scene works as an immersive experience. The cat jumps on a table, right? Bam, bam. 2 tiny panels. It feels like something small darting past you and grabbing something off the table. The next one, it's like you turn in your head slowly. A massive panel that takes half of the page, showing the cat escaping. 1 panel dedicated to emotion on Rudo's face. So you feel it now. And then the realization. Yes, that's my money, but what's next?
Where's the money, Lebowski?
And then you have to flip the page, which ends with another question, and another, and another. The author thinks in a mini cliffhangers that lead to a massive one at the end of the chapter. Who is this guy? What are his powers? Is he gonna kick Rudo's ass? And keep in mind, this isn't even a fight scene. These are just random pages. And even if Kei Urana didn't plan it to be this deep, spoiler, she probably did, she made me see how much small details matter. My pleasure went from an abstract feeling to, I don't know, I felt like Neo seeing the Matrix for the first time. So yeah, I didn't manage to steal anything specific, but this small insight changed me a bit. And even though I saw a fragment of Matrix, I was still far from hacking it. Yet. At least I stopped hating Gachiakuta for looking that good anymore. It lifted me up the same way Engine lifted Rudo, and it started helping me to get used to this world of creation and see differently. I actually started to notice stuff. Meanwhile, Gachiakuta kept looking so cool and self-contained that you just kind of want to imitate it. I think that's how characters feel around Engine. Like, he's that cool older brother everyone respects, but what was even better, the storytelling style actually felt close to me. Sure, you have that anime edge, the metaphors, the serious moments, but then the story just pauses to, form some aura, catch a vibe, or just tell a joke. I can work with this, I thought. I can steal this. I love jokes. Look. But honestly, adding humor isn't exactly Kei Urana's secret invention. I could have figured that out myself. So it didn't feel like a heist of the century. So what do I steal? Oh, well, look at this drip. Now that was worth stealing. See, I have very limited experience with anime. I always thought character design works like this. You take the protagonist, give him a jumpsuit. You take his rival, give him a jumpsuit but in an opposite color. After the time skip, you tweak the jumpsuit a bit, and then they wear it until the end of the time. Boom! Character is consistent, recognizable, and ready for merch. But after Gachiakuta, that felt lazy. The protagonist looks different here, here, and here. The clothes symbolize his growth. Sometimes they actually tell you more about character's soul, and I'm talking not only main character, but the side characters too. Not to mention that outfit deepened the world building itself. I mean, all this Gachiakutas take care of your stuff. And sometimes the clothes are literally part of the power system. How do you steal this? Oh, right, the power system. The power system was even crazier. You know that feeling when you see an idea you didn't invent but you wish you had? That's exactly what Jinki is for me. Since the childhood, I've been drawn to animism, the belief that objects have souls, memories, and spirits. I even have my own badass teapot I mess with every day, and I was doing that way before I even heard of Gachiakuta. I should have read that. But seriously, I think people enjoy the power system that are a bit more than just good looking, and Gachiakuta really nails it. I'm talking about the layer of philosophy behind every fight. Every vital instrument you see just tackles the brain. It automatically creates stories and connections between character and his abilities. Some of those are explained, some stay mysterious, but come on. Aren't you interested in what's so special about Enjin's umbrella? Did he like walking around all mysterious in the rain thinking it made him look cool? Did he steal it from Jay-Z? Or did he use it to protect people he genuinely cared about? And this umbrella exists in a world made of trash and discarded items no one cared about. So this power system isn't just about fights, it blends narrative and world building, making it almost impossible to steal. Everything I tried to rob from Gachiakuta felt like it was set in concrete. It worked only because it was her world, and I couldn't steal her visual style either, because you can't steal years of practice and you can't steal a vision. And that's when it hit me. The vision, the style, the sauce. The reason for my envy wasn't the hairstyles or the color palettes. I was trying to steal something that could never be mine, just like a Jinki. Urana spent years polishing her vision. These are her characters, written to fit her world. I can't just take one piece and carry it away, because it doesn't belong to my idea. I cannot do it the same way, but the truth is, I don't need to. And actually looking closer, I noticed things I would do differently. For example, I would add more variety in abilities, because sometimes givers just get a stronger stick. I mean, look at Zanka. It's literally the same stick, but bigger, while the protagonist becomes an unstoppable beast by the latest chapter. I mean, I still love Gachiakuta, but it opened my eyes to what really matters. Finding your own soul, your own Jinki, you know? My conclusion goes like this. I didn't steal anything from Gachiakuta. What's more, some of the meanings were already hidden in my drafts. Instead, I found something better. I found real inspiration, and turned out an inspiration isn't about stitching together pieces of someone else's work. Inspiration is a drive to crystallize your own style until your work, no matter how raw or imperfect it might be, has a character so vivid that anyone trying to steal it ends up finding their own inspiration instead. Okay, this video was actually a warm-up for my first full devlog for my manga Divine Taste. See my mascot Steamy? I hope it's obvious he's a cup of tea. And in my manga, every character is a drink. And it's not only a strange idea, to be honest. It's also a pretty challenging idea. But I try to improve and post sketches and updates in my shorts and TikTok. And if you subscribe, you might even become a part of the process. For example, you can suggest your favorite drinks in the comments, and they might just become a part of the story. So I'd love you guys to subscribe. It's gonna be fun, right? If you enjoyed this, or you want me to cover another topic, let me know in the comments. I love reading them. This has been the Tea Pocket. See you in the next cup.